Alright, we'll continue along here. Get this lock disassembled, ready for cleaning. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a mainspring vise that fits this lock and will work. So I'm going to do a little bit of an unconventional method. I strongly discourage anyone from attempting this. I've done it a few times before with success, but a lot can go wrong in this method, so I don't recommend it. And all we really need to do is compress this mainspring enough to allow me to let the hammer down. And if we carefully wiggle back and forth, we can remove this mainspring from the lock. And we'll clean that separately and set that aside for the moment. Now that we have spring tension off the lock, it should just be a matter of working some of these screws out. I always recommend a properly fitting screwdriver when it comes to disassembling firearms or any firearm components. That's a little challenging with these Nepalese manufactured guns, as there's really no standard screw slot or anything of that matter. So find the best fitting screwdriver that you do have, and then I'm going to work these screws out. There's some tension on the sear still from the sear spring, so I'm working that one out a little bit. And I would also recommend making sure that all of these screws do end up back in the original holes in the bridle that they came from, as due to the handmade nature of this gun, it is likely that they will only properly fit the specific holes that they were in. They might work in others, but in the interest of getting these guns back together as close to the way they came apart, I would definitely recommend that. Work the rest of these screws out here. These two are top and bottom in front of the tumbler. Now I'm going to need something to help that one screw out there by the sear. I'm going to pause the video for a moment. We'll be right back. And we're back. So I'll just work this out here. This one's got a little tension on it from the sear spring. With that, we can drop the sear out. We should be able to, now, a little upward pressure, move the bridle, sear spring, a little wiggle, and that will come right out. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to clear out this slot in the screw for the tumbler. So that we may remove this. And keep in mind, a lot of this is completely petrified grease from storage. So if you're unable to get a screwdriver to properly fit, I'd leave it assembled and use whatever method you plan on using for degreasing first. So we can bring that back in focus. Now that, slowly work this hammer off here. And with that, the lock is completely disassembled.